Hello there, Simon Trains here, or some people like to call me Simon on Trains. Now, I'm at a railway station today which you will see me probably least expect to be here. This is Greenbank Railway Station on the Mid-Cheshire Line. Now, there is a reason why I'm here today, but before we go into it, let me tell you which two railway stations I'm visiting today. The first one is Greenbank, and our second and last station today, Wrexham General, which is just right here. Yes, we are in Wales because the Welsh Government and Transport for Wales have lifted the ban on non-essential travel, so we can travel for leisure purposes by public transport in Wales now. Because before the 17th of August, it used to be essential travel only on Transport for Wales, but that's now lifted. So the reason we're at Greenbank Railway Station is because we're getting some Avanti West Coast diversions through there, because the Crewe to Chester line is shut. And we just come to Wrexham because it's the first time I've been in Wales since lockdown. And I wanted some time to kill before I took the ride back to Crewe on the Avanti West Coast service, which will be diverted by the Mid-Cheshire Line. So our journey this morning will start at Rugeley Trent Valley Railway Station during the morning peak after the intro gets rolled. Hello, my name is Simon and I'm a rail enthusiast to the town of Rugeley in Staffordshire. And I also use the railway to travel around the country. These are my journeys across the United Kingdom by the Iron Rails, which sometimes can go successful or end up in a disaster. The block now approaching this YouTube channel is the next Simon Trains railway journey, and I welcome you to this service. So please sit back and enjoy the adventure. So this morning's journey starts at Rugeley Trent Valley Railway Station. Now, to get the plan that I want to get done in today, I have to travel on a peak tide train to do this. So we're going up to Crewe on this train, and then at Crewe I'm going to be changing to get a train to Hartford, and then I'm going to have to walk in from Hartford to Greenbank Station, which will be my first location of the day. So we'll see what else is coming through Rugeley Trent Valley before the 0809 arrives to take me to Crewe.
departing. A horse landing at the side of the station, accessed via platform 12 and walkway, will be the 0855 Avanti West Coast service to Chester. Calling at Chester only. A horse landing at the side of the station, accessed via platform 12 and walkway, from the 0855 Avanti West Coast service to Chester. We regret that some vehicles may not be able to convey large or heavy items of luggage, non-folding bicycles or buggies. Platform 6 from the 0858 London Northwestern Railway service to Liverpool Lime Street. Calling at Grimsford, Hartford, Runcorn, Liverpool South Parkway and Liverpool Lime Street. This train is formed of 8 coaches.
We're now leaving Hartford Station. Hartford Station's just down there. I've got a mile to walk. I've got to do this in the next 30 minutes to get to Greenbank. Because Greenbank Station is somewhere down in that direction over there. So I'm going to walk it, I'll meet you at Greenbank. I'm now just outside Greenbank Railway Station. As you can see here, the information boards here have got the lovely Regional Railways logo on them still. It's great to see some sectorisation from the late 80s to the mid-90s that still exist. There is quite a few stations that do have the Regional Railways logo on still. Now just coming down a flight of steps here, because this will take me to Greenbank Railway Station, which is just here. Just got to go through that gate there. And honestly, this is absolutely the last place you would see Simon trains at. Now I've ever been through here once because I actually have cleared the line from Chester to Manchester Piccadilly, but I did it from Stockport to Chester. So this is Greenbank Railway Station. In this direction here is towards Northwich. But before Northwich there is a junction that takes you onto Middlewich and onto Sandbach. In this direction over here takes you on to Acton Bridge. There's this junction further up here that takes you onto the West Coast Main Line and takes you on to Chester. This is the Mid-Cheshire Line between Stockport and Chester. Now this is the Northern Railway Station. It has 2 platforms, and the reason we're here today is because this is the last place you would see me, like I mentioned, because with the current situation at the moment, trains between Manchester Piccadilly and Chester, I've only got a 2-hourly timetable here instead of hourly service. But the reason we're here is because there's some Avanti West Coast superboys passing through here, which are being diverted from Crewe, go through Sandbach, go through Middlewich, just turning off after Northwich Station, and go through Greenbank to get to Chester and then on to Holyhead, which we'll be doing that journey a bit later on this afternoon. So this is the reason why I've come here, because there is some Avanti West Coast superboys just diverted through here. We're also going to get a couple of freight trains through here as well, but the only problem is that I've got a 2-hourly wait. The station is actually just basic. It's got shelters here. The old station building is just here, but I think that's now a church. I think it's named Christ Church, but I'm not too sure. And a bit further down here is Greenbank single box. So I'm going to film the 0943 leaving now and then carry on do some more filming. It looks like the sun is out now, but we're about to do the history of Greenbank Railway Station. Now, the station was opened on the 22nd of June 1870 by the West Cheshire Railway, but when it was opened it was named Hartford and Greenbank. However, before the station opened in 1867, the West Cheshire Railway became a constituent of the Cheshire Line Committee. The station was renamed to Greenbank on the 7th of May 1973 to avoid confusion with Hartford Station, which is on the West Coast Main Line, and it's roughly about a 1 mile walk from this railway station, which we actually did this morning. We're just coming a bit further up Greenbank Station because we'll talk about this bridge here. Now this bridge is actually a freight only line, so there's a junction just after Greenbank signal box. Now this takes you to the ICI Willington. I don't know if there's any trains that run on it now, but the tracks are still there apparently. So I just wanted to come here. I thought you could look down onto the tracks, but I didn't realise it was that high up. It has been a lovely 2 hours here at Greenbank, but it is time to move on. So I'm going to be waiting for the 11:43 Northern service, which will take me to Chester, which I'm going that way. Now when I'm at Chester, I'm actually going to be changing trains, because since the 17th of August 2020, Transport for Wales have lifted travel restrictions. So you can travel on Transport for Wales for non-essential journeys now. And we're going to be taking advantage of this because we actually are going to be going into Wrexham. So I'm going to Wales. We're going to have an hour and a half in Wrexham before I go back to Chester. My train arrives into Chester at 12:11 and my train leaves Chester at 12:23. So we're going to wait for this 11:43 to arrive now to take me to Chester. I'm now at my second station today and last station visited today, Wrexham General, and we are back in Wales. Now the last time I was in Wales was the 23rd of March 2020. That was the day the lockdown was announced. But it is great to be back in Wales. Now we're here for an hour and a half filming trains here. We are going to get trains terminated at Wrexham General's Platform 4 station from Borderline Line from Bidston, because they're not running to Wrexham Central at the moment. And some of the trains that are coming down are starting at Shrewsbury going to Holyhead, and I think there's the Birmingham International Holyhead still running. But we should get some Class 175s and Class 158s and Class 150 DMUs. Now Avanti West Coast do serve this station very early in the morning and very late in the evening. But at the moment, with the current situation, they have not running that service for a while. But that hopefully should be reinstated on the 7th of September. So we're going to do the station history of Wrexham General Station. It's just going to be a brief one, and then we'll just go carry on filming some trains. This is the station history of Wrexham General Station. Wrexham Station was opened in 1846 by the North Wales Minimal Railway. The network was expanded in 1912 as the station was rebuilt by the Great Western Railway. Now Wrexham did have 3 railway stations. There was Wrexham General, Wrexham Central and Wrexham Exchange, which is today's Platform 4, which we shall take a look now. This is the site of Wrexham Exchange Station. It opened in May 1866 for the Wrexham, Mould and Colliskeith Railway. But Wrexham Exchange was merged with Wrexham General Station on the 1st of June 1981. As you can see looking into the distance, that's heading towards Wrexham Central Station. But unfortunately at the moment with the current situation, services are actually being terminated at Wrexham General and not going to Wrexham Central on the Borderline Line. So we're going to film a few more trains before we head back into England to catch our Avanti service back to Crewe. At the moment, we're having a good time in Wales at the moment at Wrexham General Station. Now we've got 2 trains to film. We've got Holyhead to Birmingham International train to film, and then my train back to Chester to film, which is a Shrewsbury to Holyhead service. Because currently I think some of the services are being terminated short because of the current situation. Like the ones that have been terminated at Shrewsbury actually do go down to Cardiff, but I think they split the journey up, so I think it could be Cardiff Shrewsbury and Shrewsbury Holyhead, like the Edinburghs to London Euston at the moment, because you've got Edinburgh Preston and then Preston London for Avanti. So that's what they've basically done. But also because if you're going to travel in public transport in Wales, you do have to wear the face covering as you do in England, because the same applies in Wales and the same does apply in Scotland on public transport. Also, why Wales only lifted the essential travel ban now is because back in May, when our Prime Minister Boris Johnson decided to lift phase 1 of lockdown in England, Scotland and Wales decided, no, we're still staying in lockdown for another 3 weeks. So they were like 3 weeks behind. So So when England had their travel restrictions lifted in July, Wales was still having essential travel only, but that's been lifted on the 17th of August. So we're going to fill a few more trains and then head back to Chester. made it back to Crewe station, I could not believe that one of my batteries lasted till the end. Because I board the 1435 Avanti West Coast service to Crewe, which went by Greenbank, Middlewich to Sandbach. So I was on one of these diverted services and I was filming the entire journey. And when I got to Crewe, the battery was almost dead. I could not believe it lasted till the end. We have got some interesting movements through Crewe though. We've got a Colas Rail Freight Class 56, which is just about to come down now, which you get a shot of that in a second. And we also got the Intercity Class 90, 002 Wolford Bangkok.
Platform 6 for the 1554 London Northwestern Railway.
That Colas Rail Freight Class 50 is just about to come through now, so we'll film that through.
The next train to arrive at platform 11 will be the 1558 London Northwestern Railway. Avanti West Coast service to London Euston is delayed by approximately 55 minutes. This is due to a broken down train. Avanti West Coast apologises for this late running and the inconvenience.
We're now on the 1633 London Northwestern Railway service to London Euston, but I won't go as far as Rugeley Trent Valley on this. This time head back to Rugeley now, but did get some good movements to Crewe. Like that Colas Rail Freight Class 56 and that Intercity Class 002 from Locomotive Service Limited. But yeah, there's nothing else now, so we're going to leave shortly, head back to Rugeley. Hello.
It's pegged.
I've now made it to Rugeley Town Station. I have taken the snood off, to be honest, because I don't need it anymore. But I said I have made it to Rugeley Town Station because we didn't start from Rugeley Town Station this morning. The problem was, if I started from Rugeley Town Station, I would have got to Rugeley Trent Valley for 0808, and there was a 1-minute connection to catch the 0809. That's why I started at Rugeley Trent Valley Railway Station. But I caught the 0809 off Rugeley Trent Valley, got to Crewe. We changed trains so I could get the train to Hartford. Got to Hartford, and then I walked it from Hartford to Greenbank Station. Now we had about 2 hours at Greenbank Railway Station instead of an hour like I usually do, because the stopping patterns were every 2 hours. So there was a train at 09:43 to Chester, and the next one wasn't until 11:43 to Chester. Even though we did get 11:27 to Manchester Piccadilly as well. So we got 3 stopping trains in 2 hours, but it did help with the freight that we got. We got DB Cargo Class 60 and the GB Rail Freight Class 66, and we got 2 Avanti West Coast Super Voyagers, which were diverting through from Crewe to Sandbach to Middlewich to Greenbank to Chester that way, because of Crewe to Chester being shut. So we boarded the 11:43 to Chester, and then changed on to a late running 12:23 to Wrexham General. Now that was only going as far as Shrewsbury, but I was only going to Wrexham on it, and we got probably about 7 trains in an hour and 20 minutes. We got a couple of 175s, got a couple of 158s, and we got the 150 that terminated there. Was supposed to go to Wrexham Central, but with the current situation it's terminated at Wrexham General on platform 4. So after Wrexham, went back to Chester, got the Avanti West Coast service from Chester to Crewe via Middlewich, and literally I filmed the entire journey of that. That's actually about 1 hour and 7 minutes, believe it or not. And when I got to Crewe, the battery on it was literally nearly dead. It was ready to conk out like that, but it didn't. So I managed to get the whole journey filmed. Unfortunately, the rain did ruin it a little bit, because it did rain about Middlewich area, but I just kept going and filmed it, to be honest. And then after Crewe, went back to Rugeley Trent Valley, and then back to Rugeley Town. So in all, it has really been a good day, to be honest. Even though there's only been 2 stations filmed, it has been a good. And we also got into Wales today as well, because as I mentioned, Transport for Wales have lifted their essential travel restrictions on the 17th of August. So we can now travel on Transport for Wales for leisure purposes. So this blog has now reached its final destination at Rugeley Town Railway Station. The next blog, I'm not sure when it's going to be. I think we might do another divert day. I'm not too sure yet. I need to think what I'm going to do. But anyway, as I mentioned, this blog has been terminated at Rugeley Town Railway Station. Thank you for travelling with Simon Trains, and we'll see you for the next one when I upload it. So thank you for watching.